What's going on, YouTube? It is Randy with the All Things Mets channel, where you get your latest Mets media. Everything you know about the Mets on this channel. Definitely do me a favor, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Today's video, we are going to be talking about Pete Alonso and why the Mets should sign Pete Alonso and why they shouldn't sign Pete Alonso. So we're going to get into definitely that topic. So let's get right into the video. Pete Alonso is one of probably the best Mets in some time to actually be, come up as a Met and perform the way he did in his rookie year, 2019, hitting, 53 home runs. This guy, Pete Alonso, has power, has always had power. But the problem is his quality, in average and power has been going down each year. His exit velocity has been going down each year. And it's something that has to be discussed. It's something that has to be said because Pete Alonso is a guy that, yes, he has power and he's known for power. But this season, 2024, he possibly had his worst season. This season, Pete Alonso, 2024, last season in 2024, Pete Alonso had 34 home runs, had 88 RBIs, and he played 162 games. 88 RBIs is not acceptable for a guy like Pete Alonso. A guy like Pete Alonso should be getting 100 minimum. And Pete Alonso only got 88 RBIs, and that's not good. That's not what you want from a guy like Pete Alonso. And his average was not that good either. His batting average was 240, but last season his batting average was 217. But he had 46 home runs and 118 RBIs and didn't even play in 162 games. So he had a better season last year. In 2023, he had a better season in 2023 than he had in 2024. And that is crazy to say for a guy like Pete Alonso, because we thought Pete Alonso's down year, really his worst year was 2023. But it was this year, 2024. Pete Alonso did not have a good year when you really think about it. And the Mets, Pete Alonso is one of the most probably coveted free agents as a first base right now, for sure. Because you got Christian Walker, you got Pete Alonso. And Christian Walker's a good bat, but he's older. Pete Alonso definitely has shown consistent ability. And Christian Walker has shown consistent ability as well. But the power is what basically is better than a lot of first basemen. But Pete Alonso needs to get better because this quality of a guy like Pete Alonso should be better. It should be better. Because Pete Alonso has the ability to hit 50 home runs. Has the ability to hit 48 home runs. He's done it before. He can do it again. But will the Mets or should the Mets sign Pete Alonso? I personally feel Pete Alonso, if you can get this guy on a team-friendly contract, maybe, to be honest, 4 years or 5 years at most for Pete Alonso, and then maybe 200 mil, something like that, maybe a deal like that. I think that would get the deal done. Or if that doesn't get the deal done, then he can walk, honestly, because Pete Alonso is not worth 300 mil. He's not worth 260. He's not worth 250. He's not. He's just not. And my problem with Pete Alonso is he hasn't been clutch. He has not been clutch. But in the postseason, he came up so big and so clutch. And that was very, very impressive. And I loved it. I love seeing Pete Alonso be clutch because I wanted it. I wanted Pete Alonso to be clutch. I wanted this guy to perform. I wanted this guy to hit home runs, to do what he's getting paid for. Or, but he hasn't really been doing much. But he did. He got hot in the offseason. I mean, not in the offseason, in the postseason. And he hit some home runs. He hit some big home runs. Obviously, the Milwaukee Brewers against one of the best closers in the game, Devin Williams. That was probably the best at-bat Pete Alonso has had as a Met in some time. And it's something that, should the Mets sign this guy? Should the Mets give this guy a 6-year, 7-year, 8-year contract? I personally think no. I really don't think that Pete Alonso deserves a 8-year contract, 7-year contract. I just don't think he deserves it. I really don't. His exit velocity is going down year by year. Year by year. And he's having, like I said, this was his worst year in 2024. It was. It really was. And I really thought it was 2023, but no. Yes, his average went up from 2023 to 2024 because it went from 217 to 240. So 217, the batting average was 2023, but he had better power numbers. And he didn't even play in 162 games. So it's something that has to be said, like for Pete Alonso, because should the Mets sign this guy? Should they really give this guy a chance? I mean, do you trust this guy to perform for the next 5 years? Do you trust this guy? Can you trust this guy to perform for the next 7 years, 6 years? I don't think so. I really don't. We got to look at the numbers, and his numbers are going down each year, year by year. So if the Mets do not sign Pete Alonso, I think Mark Vientos, you can move him to first base and you can figure out third base. I want it to be Ronnie Mauricio, but if he's not healthy enough, then you're going to have to figure out something else. But Pete Alonso we gotta also say, he's one of the most respected, Mets there is. If he becomes a Met again, he's going to break all the Mets records, all of the Mets records. But is he worth it? I really don't know. I don't think so. I really don't. I don't think he's worth a 7-year contract, a 8-year contract, 9-year contract. I just don't. I really don't. And like I said, being clutch is important, and Pete Alonso wasn't clutch. He wasn't. But he was clutch in the postseason, which the Mets really needed. Yes, he has power. He always has power. But, his power is going down year by year. It's something that has to be, recognized and talked about, because he's getting older. And what happens when players get older? They get worse. Their numbers get worse. So should the Mets give this guy a long-term contract for 7-8 years? Or should they focus on other free agents? Obviously, we know they're focusing on Juan Soto, and that is the most coveted free agent right now in some time. So do you get Pete Alonso, or do you get a guy like Juan Soto, or maybe a Christian Walker, or do you move Mark Vientos to first base? Because you have options. If you're the Mets, you have options. And what I love about David Stearns is he knows baseball. He seems like a guy that knows baseball. We saw in 2024, he got the Mets to the playoffs with a roster of Luis Severino, Sean Manaea, Jose Quintana, David Peterson, Mark Vientos, Jose Iglesias, Tyrone Taylor, guys like that. And he didn't have to, sign those big contracts, get those big free agents. No, he got the Mets to the playoffs, almost to the World Series. But with Pete Alonso becoming a free agent, is he worth it? Let me know what you guys think. Is he worth the money? Is he worth the years? How are you feeling with Pete Alonso? Because I really don't think the Mets should go all out to get Pete Alonso. I really don't think that. They should just be focusing on other things right now. Obviously, you got Juan Soto to be focused on, but you got to focus on getting your team better. Even if you don't get Juan Soto, you got to get your team better. However your team gets better, that's what you have to do. David Stearns knows this. He knows that. And I trust David Stearns. So we'll see what happens with Pete Alonso with free agency. But I think it would be a mistake to give this guy a 7-year contract, 8-year contract. He's getting older. His numbers are getting worse. It's something that has to be talked about. It really does. That's going to be the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think about. What do you guys think about Pete Alonso? Should he become a Met again? Should the Mets go after someone else? How do you feel? Let me know. This has been Randy with the All Things Mets channel, and I'm out of here, guys. Stay blessed.